well-known political activist is now here in Washington holding rallies to drum up support for an initiative to change the state's voting laws. KOMO's Natalie Fahmy has more.
The initiative is being brought forward by the state GOP. It's something backers say is a necessary safeguard, but opponents worry will dampen voter turnout. If passed, initiative to the legislature 126 would require all Washington voters to submit proof of citizenship by the 2027 general election.
And I think it's evident that the people of Washington state are yearning for change.
That's political activist Scott Pressler. He travels around the country urging people to vote and has been credited with activating the Amish vote in Pennsylvania for Trump. This week, Pressler has been traveling around our state in support of the issue. He says it's a matter of ensuring elections are fair. Data does show that voter fraud and non-citizens voting in elections in Washington state is exceedingly rare. Why do you believe in this initiative and think that it's important?
I think that we have seen in a state that is only vote by mail that there are opportunities for fraud.
This is trying to solve a problem that actually doesn't exist.
If passed, voters would have 5 documents to choose from to prove citizenship: an enhanced driver's license, a valid U.S. passport, a certificate of naturalization, a birth certificate, or a U.S. Department of State report of birth. Voters will receive 2 notices, then 14 days before the election. If proper proof has not been submitted, they will be removed from the rolls. But President of the League of Women's Voters of Washington, Karen Crowley, tells me the initiative is already raising red flags.
About 1.6 million Washington women whose current name does not match the one that is on their birth certificate would very likely be disenfranchised because they changed their name when they married.
We're not decreasing access by all means. This has nothing to do with the means or how somebody votes.
There are penalties in place for a non-citizen who knowingly tries to vote in an election. It is a Class C felony, punishable by prison time and/or a fine.
Out of millions of ballots cast, in the last, I believe, 5 to 10 years, there's only been 1 or 2 cases of fraudulent ballots, and the system found them. So clearly the system works.
This is people powered, this is people driven, and we are going to force election integrity peacefully onto the ballot.
If 309,000 valid signatures are collected by January 2nd, lawmakers will have the first chance to adopt the law. If they do not, it will go to the ballot in November 2026. In Seattle, I'm Natalie Fahmy, KOMO News.
Right now, the group Let's Go Washington is collecting signatures for 2 issues for the 2026 ballot. One would prohibit trans girls from playing girls' school sports teams. Another has to do with parental rights at schools. The group needs to gather 309,000 signatures to get those measures to the legislature, which would then decide whether to adopt the laws, send it to voters, or place another issue on the ballot next to the original ones for voters to decide between. This is a common part of the democratic process in Washington. But recently, Let's Go Washington petitioners say they've been facing public harassment.
About 5 issues a day. If I let it discourage me, then they've won. And we don't want to let that happen. We want to continue to not crinkle or crumble, ma'am. We want to stand tall and keep moving forward.
The 309,000 valid signatures need to be gathered by January 2nd. Let's Go Washington says they're looking to turn in at least 400,000 for each issue to cover any false signatures. Right now, they have about 250,000 for the parental rights issue and 273,000 for the girls' sports measure. Washington and Oregon are now seeking answers from the Trump administration over requests for private voter data. The secretaries of state, along with 8 other states, claim the Justice Department and Homeland Security have provided inconsistent information about how voter rolls, including Social Security numbers and birth dates, are being used. Earlier this year, the DOJ asked more than 24 states, including Washington, for their voter registration lists to check compliance with federal voting laws. The states are asking for a response by December 1st.